See, you hear the sound, you know who's here. It's Brian from the Lido. Good morning to you, Brian.
Good morning. How are you doing, Dub?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for
Welcome
filling
to the
time.
show.
Well, I turned on Skyler's microphone because Skyler's also
Hello.
here. Hello, Skyler. How are you?
I am just fantastic.
Can I first say, I said this to you out in the hallway, but I'm going to say it to you live on the air. You are outstanding in Ring of Fire.
Oh,
So
thank you so much.
So it's such a pleasure to have you here.
I'm glad you came to the show.
We had so much fun. It was my daughter's first sort of play experience, and she paid attention for most of it because she's 5.
That's
so
a win.
I think so.
That's
That's a feather in your cap for just
Yeah.
how good it was. So
Maybe it's good on the parents. Maybe you're raising good kids.
yeah, I don't know.
Your wife is anyhow. Yeah.
I don't want to take credit for that.
She's doing a great job.
My wife is doing a great job.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're here to talk a bit about this event you just had on the weekend that you want to do more of. Tell us a bit about it, Brian.
Super excited about this new idea. The neat thing about doing all the different things we do at the Lido is there's always something new up and coming. And we've been working with Skyler and Systems Rental Source for years now.
Yeah.
And somebody had a vision
Oh boy.
a couple of years back. And it was funny, too, because the very first event we decided to do was Big Show on the weekend.
Yeah.
And you guys did a fantastic job wiring
thanks.
it all up.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, we had the right people, right?
Yeah, I stayed the heck out of the way. Yeah, that's the right idea.
Now, the event was you had a couple bands, I think, come by,
Yeah.
and you've got everything wired up in the Lido to record a live show off of the stage.
Yeah.
And then that recording is available to the band to, I guess, do what they want. They can mix it. They can listen to themselves, how they sound. That's not on a cell phone, for example.
Yeah, we're a step better.
Yeah. So that's kind of, would you say that's sort of the vision behind this? And by the
Yeah.
way, Bus One Recording's the name of
Yeah,
I
Bus
guess, your
One
company.
Studio is the
Sorry.
the official name.
Yeah.
We're the nom de plume we're running under.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, tell me a bit about that. Setting that up and why you wanted to do this. So whether it's both of you or however it works, Skyler.
Yeah, so it's a vision I had for a little while now. A couple of years ago, me and my wife took a 45-foot charter bus and retrofitted it into a camper. And we've used that for a couple of years. And then we decided that we set it up pre-kids. So
Yeah.
it was time for a renovation now that we've got 3 of them.
He has 3 kids now.
And then he said, instead of ruining the whole thing and making it, just beds everywhere.
Yeah.
Why don't we turn that into a studio, and maybe we'll do another bus for the family later.
Okay.
So that's what we did. We've kind of decommissioned the parts that we needed to. We were able to keep about 50% of it the way it was, and now we're putting it back into production mode.
Wow. It probably gets a little cramped in there if you get a whole band in there, though. I guess.
I imagine, yeah, it would be a little cozy. Years ago, I did a video back in the dark times of COVID when we were still trying to get music out. I did a whole show in there. Played a 45-minute set. We recorded it in the bus. Worked out great. But now we're purpose building it to be more efficient for that. So.
A lot of it is, in discussions with the 3 of us talking about is that the fact that it becomes mobile. So,
Yeah.
Maybe you have somebody from Chetwynd, or maybe you have somebody with special needs in a wheelchair or something like that can't get out. Well, the thing is that the wheels on the bus, that was so funny too. They started out the whole set with wheels on the bus go round and round. It was really great.
Can I
real-
just say,
real
I'm
banger.
just now getting the bus. You can't hear it, but I played a rim shot. Anyway,
Okay.
that only took me 5 minutes to get. Yeah, so I mean, you can take this recording studio where you want to
And
go.
it's the isolation of taking each individual instrument.
I
So
see.
maybe you're just going to do the guitar tracks.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're just going to do vocals. Or maybe you can
Yeah.
do vocal training on the bus. They could rip out to Chetwynd where they don't have any of the services like that. And they can do recordings there. They can do schools. It's just amazing how open and how big it could be. And
Yeah.
it's exciting that we get to be a part of that. We're kind of like the guinea pigs in a way.
Yeah,
We're
a little
working
bit.
out the bugs and stuff, but it being able to isolate every single part of it and then also do the video.
Yeah.
So people, when you see entertainment, it's all of it. It's what you hear, but it's also what you see, and that becomes the show part of it, right? And people think they're ripping it up in their mom and dad's garage or, that kind of thing. But when you get out and you get on stage and you look and you realize maybe you're watching every chord change, well, the audience is out there and it becomes a show. And people don't care if you miss a chord. It's about how they feel. And I really respect this guy here because he loves it when he has a guitar in front of him. Yeah. He becomes so dynamic. He actually opened the show with what song?
It was Kansas City by the New Basement Tapes.
Oh, yeah. He does it so well, and that's the thing, too. So now he can go back and look at it and go,
yeah. Why do I look that way?
Yeah. Why?
Why am I closing my eyes during a guitar solo? Like, what's going on here?
I really look like I'm reaching for something. Yeah.
My hat wasn't on straight.
Right. So, Skyler, is it you? So to set up the Lido to do this, are you just wiring into like what Brian has existing, or are you like the bus is parked outside? You leave.
No, this time we kind of stripped the bus of some gear.
I see.
And we brought it in, and we still used a lot of what Brian has in place.
Yeah.
We just added to it.
Mm-hmm. So essentially, I mean, this is very flexible. You can record on the bus. Yeah. You can record close to the bus. You have the equipment. You can take it off the bus to do stuff. You can put it on.
Yeah, we're pretty modular.
Yeah.
I think what the vision we have in place anyways is that it's a unit that we can take to schools or different communities and let people see what a professional studio looks like, how it can function. We can do some educational aspects with it, teach people, it's really not, to get started, it's not a lot of money if you want just a 2-channel interface and a couple of mics and away you go, right?
Yeah.
But what do you do after you buy that equipment, right? Where do you start? There's not a lot of that information out there. How do you work with what you have?
Yeah.
And use it to the best of your abilities. And that's something that we can work with people and teach them the how-tos. And then it opens up opportunity too. We could go to a festival, tie into a board, get sound off the stage, produce it post-event, right? Or, do things like with the Lido, go into any house, theater, backyard, and let's build an event and make it sound and look good and just capture it and make some memories.
Because I mean, this is probably obvious to a lot of people, but the sound that comes out of the speakers when you're watching a show live and the sound you want recorded are not necessarily
totally
the
different.
Same. Yeah. You want different mixes, you want different levels of what's going on. You want it to sound different than what you're getting out of a speaker. Absolutely. So this provides that. Back to you now, Brian. You want to offer this opportunity for bands to come to the Lido like they did in this big show and do this, to be recorded live, to have something, a live recording of them that they can use for, as I said, whether they want to maybe make it available to their fans, they just want to learn from it, whatever it happens to be. That's sort of
we had
your side of the vision.
Great opportunity this last year in 2023. Creative BC. They work very, very closely with different organizations in different regions all over the province about how they can either resurrect sound or make music relevant and continue being relevant and building new young artists coming through the system, that kind of thing. And so we partnered with them, or they partnered with us. In other words, it's another way to say that they helped us financially buy some of the additional equipment, like the cameras that we use. We have a few cameras now. We have better lighting in there. We've upgraded the monitors. Everything is just leading itself to becoming bigger, better, faster, stronger, which means that we can now adapt what we do to everybody and anybody.
Yeah.
When I look at the opportunities, they're endless. We're going to do Woman's Song coming up, and these are, some of the events that we have coming up. But every one of the local female artists, we're going to record them. I forgot to tell you that.
Okay.
Put that in your date.
Now I know.
Woman's Song coming up.
Skyler's learning about this live on the air, folks.
But it's so good that the partnerships out there, that's everything. We couldn't do it. I mean, why I have a theater, I have no idea, because I can't sing, dance, or anything. But we have it, and the community loves it and comes to there, which means that we now can expand, and partnerships with Systems Rental Source, but now also with Bus One, and partnerships with the artists out there.
Yeah.
everybody wins right down to the last person. When that happens, you end up with a really, really special thing. And I'm thankful to have, I'll say Skyler and the mad scientist, I like to call Giannis. But he's fantastic. He knows his stuff. He's out there. They're doing an open mic at Casey's every Wednesday, and they've dialed Casey's into being superb. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because we don't want to look at Casey's as being our competition. No, it's like they're being our brother. Yeah. We're both sitting at the table, all wanting a piece of a pork chop. Yeah. But what it is that we all help each other. And if everybody thinks that way, everybody wins.
You're all part of a thriving local music scene.
Yeah. And we're really blessed here. Like, traveling around town, through living in a few different communities, going down south, traveling all over. Like, I see the music community here as really something special.
Oh my goodness, is it ever?
And I think part of it has to do a little bit with how the environment that we have in the north, which is like everybody works shift work, and no one band can survive without having a few spares. So, but what
the big show,
but what it's done is allowed everybody to play with everybody, and like it's the most open and giving community that I've ever seen. Like,
wow.
So I'm really proud
in
to be a
more
part
ways
of it.
than just one.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's just it's a good place to come from.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got to say, a lot of people move here with the intention of, I'm only going to be here for a little bit, and then I'm going to move on. I'm going to make some money and go. And it gets in you, and you love being part of it, and you love helping build the community itself, right? So we've got great opportunities to do a lot of things. We're talking about also doing the Comedy Fest in September.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. I think it's our 11th or 12th year. Well, this year we'll be able to record it. So now when artists and comedians want to test out their new jokes and that kind of thing, they can actually get the audience reaction to everything. Mm-hmm. It's just, I'm so excited about what these guys are bringing to us. And, thanks so much for actually choosing to do it at the Lido. It's a learning curve, and they've got a pretty good handle on it. So I'd encourage any of the artists. We're just looking for the next artist to do the big show.
Yeah.
So if you've got a band and that, and you want to come and play the Lido, it's a great stage. They've got the room sounding fantastic. Mm-hmm. Just give us a call, or give Bus One Studios a call, or give Systems or Skyler or Giannis. Hell, call Dub.
Yeah,
he can make that happen.
You. And you don't have a date set for the next one, but I think you're sort of aiming every couple months, depending on interest, I guess.
Yeah, every 2 months for the big show, I think, is good. Unless there's a desire for more than that, we'll certainly do it. I know there's talk now too about karaoke, or as we call it in Canada, karaoke, but it is karaoke. And so wouldn't that be great if we could do karaoke or karaoke, whatever it is, if we can do that and actually record and isolate the person's voice.
Yeah.
They may never sing again, but they may also love it.
There's a good chance that that's true. Yeah.
Well, you got to put a few gins in them and then see what it really sounds like. But the idea too is that if we saw this the other night too. We had after the bands went and did their gigs, we had a few other artists come up there and play. Yep. And all of a sudden you got this band, and this guy doesn't sing with the band. He just sings by himself, but now he's got a whole backup band.
Yeah.
And that would be so awesome to do live karaoke.
Right.
Where the words are there, the person can sing and they come up, but we've got great musicians in town that are almost like a house band.
Yeah.
Here, pick a song off this track or this list. It's endless what we can do, and it's so much fun doing it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, again, if you're interested band, you'd like to be recorded, it sounds like it's a really good deal for you if you're a band or musician. Reach out to Brian and make sure you let him know that you're interested. Okay, we've got about a minute, Brian, so let's zip through some events that are also coming.
So that gives me 2.5 because I never do what I'm told, right, Dub? Okay. Yeah, we've got Landon Cecil. He's a YouTube internet sensation. He's coming up here. I think we're at about 180 tickets sold for that. There's still room for a few more, so they can reach out to Landon Cecil on our website, which will direct you to his website to buy the tickets there. Brian Patafee, funny as puck. He's a NHL trainer who's now become a comedian, and he tours all over Canada and U.S. Funny guy.
Boy, I imagine he's got stories, hey?
Oh. Yeah, there are two. There's an afternoon kids. No.
Yeah.
The Association for Community Living has brought in Daniel Champagne. It was going to be originally at Festival Plaza on April 21st. They have sold too many tickets. It's too popular. Look at that.
Uh-oh.
That was my son's voice for my ringtone. But it's just too popular, and so they've asked if they can move it to the Lido, and I'm just excited to see this guy at the Lido. It's going to be a great show. You know, what else we got here? Michael Bublé tribute. That's another. This just goes on and on of what we got coming, and we're still just building in the spring, summer, fall. And I will say this now. If you want to have a Christmas party at the Lido, you better phone quick. We haven't got rid of this white stuff, but you know, it's just we have some great parties there. We've got great catering, we've got great entertainment all lined up. If you're wanting to do a private event, anything, just I like the weird and wonderful stuff. I like the ideas, and we like building things that haven't been built before, much like Bus One.
There you go. All right. Lots to chew on as usual. thelido.ca for more information and your tickets. Brian, always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thanks.
And Skyler, thanks for being here to talk to us about Bus One today.
Nice tag.